Hello. Hey, you guys, close up. There we go. We are here for our Tuesday event for here at Denver. So thanks for joining me, you guys. We are going to talk about fitness and light exercises as well as some stretching to help you guys out on your adventure to a little bit healthier life, right? I see a thumbs up, but I don't know who's there, so let's see if I can find you here. There we go. A little bit more light. Can you see better? It's like the dungeon. All right, I'm not sure if we've got the chat going yet. All right, first off, if you could, go ahead. Stretching is important. Hey, Bob. Hey, Amy. Hey, Miss Anna. Can't see my face? How about now? Well, most of these exercises are going to be on the ground, so I'll squat. First off, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Amy, I think you missed it a little bit yesterday, but part of it at least. We were talking about stretching, light stretches, exercises, and whatever you can do to get the blood flowing, to kind of get the cardiovascular, everything going. Okay, better. Okay. So that you're, repairing, relaxing, and just not feeling as stiff and uncomfortable for your long drives that you're having, your long hours on the road. So we're going to talk about a few different stretches that we did yesterday, and then a few more, and then I'll do a lot of light exercises that you don't even need equipment for, although a mat is really nice. This, for those of you who are just getting into working out, or just starting to get movement a little bit, these things are a good idea. They're evil, but they are really good. But they do help kind of rub out the muscles for you so that you're not as sore later on. And it also helps the back a lot. So I'm going to just show you this right off the bat before I forget, because I was playing with it earlier. But if you put on your lower back, almost where the bottom of your spine, and just kind of slowly walk your way down. And it feels really amazing after sitting in the truck for hours on end. But it'll just kind of relax your muscles, and after you get them warmed up. They are fun, Anna. You don't have to have such a hard one there. They do make more of a foam one. And then when you're rubbing your muscles out, just slow and hold it. If you hold it and there's a lot of pain, it's probably a good thing. But remember, as always, pain, if it's, you want a little bit of tension, but if you really are feeling pain, you got to back off, whatever it is you're doing. And everybody's fitness level is different, so keep that in mind. This is your journey, not anybody else's, so do it on your own. Do it on your own, be your own. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Like what I mentioned yesterday, when you're trying to decide, am I pushing myself enough? Can I work a little bit harder? Use the conversation test. So if I'm having a conversation and I'm talking this much, I obviously need to work harder because I can hold a conversation. If I'm out of breath and I can barely talk, then you're probably sitting pretty good. Maybe you can push yourself a little bit more. But if you flat out cannot talk or not holding a conversation, barely breathing, then you need to back off a little bit. Okay, especially if you're just getting into this. Yes, like Anna says, don't stretch out the pain, or to pain. Tension, yes, pain, no. Negative, Ghostwriter. So, like yesterday, our warm-up, real low intensity warm-up, this is crooked, start with our 5 push-ups. Then we're going to do 10 squats, no weight, and then we'll do the high knees, or we can do butt kicks or whatever, to kind of get you moving. So we'll do a little bit different cardio today. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Yes. Inhale through your nose so that you've got a filter, and then exhale slowly out your mouth. That's right. Thanks, yeah. Okay, so push-ups. Remember, as a warm-up, you're on your knees. Your toes are touching the floor. They're not up in the air. They're going to be touching the floor, and you're going to keep a straight line from your hips to your shoulders. Hips, shoulders. There we go. And your hands are going to be directly below your shoulders. Okay? So 5 push-ups. 2, 3 for those of you holding me accountable. And then squats. Now you can do more of a prisoner squat, which is your hands up like this, making sure that your hips are going to the back of the room or the opposite direction. Do not lock out your legs at the end, but move your pelvis, your hips forward at the end. I have no idea. Are you counting, Anna? And then for a different cardio today, just opposite hand to opposite foot and raise. Now if you cannot touch your foot, no biggie, just lift it as high as you can. Here you go. Side lunges are another great option, but this is getting your full body into it. Also, jumping jacks are another cardio. If you cannot jump or if you have bad knees, avoid jumping. This is another option. Another option for a little less pressure on your knees, but still getting a good workout. Slowly. 43, 44. I felt like it. Okay. So you probably can't see my head again, huh, Amy? So those are your warm-ups. You want to do that 3 times through. 5 push-ups, 10 squats, and 30 seconds of whatever cardio you're choosing. So that is our starting point. And then we're going to do a little Pilates. Yoga, Pilates. For some of you who might be too tough for those, you haven't tried them. They are evil. Yoga can be. We're not going to go to that extent. But before we get into that, once you've done your exercises or once you've done your warm-up, let's do some forward bends. So you stay on your knees, hip width apart, and put your hands on your hips or back, and then just push forward and rotate forward. Push forward and lean forward. I don't know if push forward. My video is showing that it's stalling. So if it's stalling, I'm so sorry. All right, so now hands on the hips and rotating. When you're sitting for so many hours, you really need to stretch out your hips. Good heart, healthy habits, that's right. Can you see what's going on? Because I can't. Try not to bounce when you stretch. Oh, very good point, Miss Anna. Try not to bounce. Now there's a difference between slow movements. I'm still hipping. I'm still stretching out my hips. There's a difference between slow movements than bouncing. We'll give you an example of that right now. So, 1 foot forward. You're still 90 degrees on your back leg, back knee, 90 degrees on your front leg. And you're going to lean forward. My back is straight, kind of like a arrow. I'm going straight from my hips up. My neck is not tilted up or down. It's in a straight line. And then I'm just going to push my hips towards the ground. Now what I was going to say as an example, this is bouncing. This is just a slow stretch, a moving stretch. Okay? And you can do that with your leg raised, your back leg raised, or keep it on the ground. And just push your hips towards the ground. All right? Now we're going to transition to the other leg. So this back leg is going to straighten out. My hands are going to be below my shoulders, and they're going to be a strong base. And then you're going to lift up your back leg, put your left, in my case, left leg back, and bring your right foot forward. Bend your knee again, and again, pushing your hips towards the ground. Not bouncing. And make sure you're breathing. Remember, in through the nose, out through the mouth. not to laugh. Laughing does burn calories. See, there you go. If you're gonna work out with somebody, make sure it's somebody that makes you laugh. Working out, stretching, it provides a lot of things. Being good mood, increases your energy level, reduces bone loss. Resistance training reduces bone loss. Helps you control your weight. Okay, you're going to go ahead and straighten your front leg, lean back on your back leg. So you're going to put your weight back on your hip, back on your foot. Okay, not on your knee. You're pushing your hips backwards. Point your toe to you, so you're flexing your foot, having your toe pointing back towards you, and then lean into the stretch. When you lean into the stretch, you're breathing out and bringing your chest to your leg, not your forehead to your leg, because that's going to keep you, or that's going to take you out of alignment. So chest to your right, your forward facing leg. And remember, my weight is not on my knee, it's on my back foot. And hold it. All right, and we're going to move forward. Switch legs. Again, you're at this front leg. You're going to pull your weight back, sit on your back foot, pull your toe towards you, flex your foot, and then breathe as you lower yourself down. Ray brought up a good point yesterday, how exercising, keeping yourself moving, it reduces stress, puts you in a better mood, energizes you. People who work out have endorphins. What's up? Anna, what is the quote? I was thinking Legally Blonde. Somebody else get that, right? It's a joke. And hold it. Reduces your risk of heart attacks, all of the above. Okay, and then I'm just going to move forward one more time. We're going to do a plank. We're going to get into a plank position, and which is a push-up position. So I'm going to go ahead and move both feet back and my hands under my shoulders. So hold it. Now my feet, the heels are being pushed in the opposite direction, which helps me to hold the plank in a solid straight line, where my back and butt are not up or sinking down. I'm in a solid line. And the more you push your heels to the opposite direction, the easier it is. I mean, it's not easy, but the easier it will be on your body for holding the position a little bit longer in a straight line. Now, if this is too hard, bring your knees down and you can hold the plank this way as well, on your knees. Yes, when you're holding your stretches, hold them for 15 to 30 seconds. That's right. It's going to be more effective. And give yourself time to stretch. It might seem so silly to you, but stretching makes a huge difference. It really gets the blood flowing. And it helps repair muscles. So if you are working out, you must stretch. It's going to help prevent not only extra stress on your muscles, but it's going to help prevent injury. Pull yourself back into a little piece of heaven or child's pose or whatever you want to call it. But not only, what was I saying? Prevent injury, but also just lengthen out your legs and prevent soreness as well. Okay, so now let's do some of that Pilates we were talking about, okay? Starting with 100. So 100 has a couple of different variations. So go ahead and lean yourself back first off and get yourself real comfortable that your clothes are not all wrinkled underneath you and that you have a nice, comfortable position. Your back is not arched. If you are arching your back, grab something. This is a yoga block. Has some bites taken out of it, but here's a yoga block. You can use that to help support your back so that your back is not, it doesn't have that extra stress on you from the overarching, okay? if you can touch the ground with your back, if you can keep your back on the ground, then you can remove the yoga block. Okay, so back on the ground. When you are laying in this position, make sure that you're contracting your core. Your core is including not only your abs, but your back. Your back is your core, all of this. And I want to make sure that you're contracting all of your core in order to do any of the motions, because you're hinging at a lot of it. So you're going to be hinging at the hips here for some of the exercises. You're going to be hinging here, but if you're not holding your core, it's going to put more pressure on your lower back, and it can give you more lower back pain. So avoid that by holding that sucker in. Just keep a tight hold on it, okay? And one of the best ways to do it is if you don't have that yoga block, you can also put your hands behind your back and press your back down, especially when you breathe out. Press your back down onto your hands so that you can't remove your hands, okay? And that'll just help reassure you that you are keeping your core down, your lower back down, and keeping your core contracted. Another option is, if not this lower back, if you need to put your hands under the back of your hip, your lower back, kind of make a triangle and put it right underneath your tailbone. That'll also help as we do, if we were to do leg raises, so that your back is not overarching, because you don't want your back to overarch. All right? So we'll start with the 100. So you have the option of here, here, or here with your hands, okay? And then we'll increase as we can. So first off, for the 100, you need to bring your knees into your chest and then put them straight up above your hips. So you don't want to go down this way, you want them straight up above your hips for the 100. And I like to point my toes, okay? So point your toes, and then you're going to roll up. And as I roll up, I breathe out. So vertebrae by vertebrae, I roll up. My chin is up towards the air, so is my chest. I'm not rolling my chin into my lower half of my body, I'm pulling it up, okay? And straighten out your hands, or have them under your back, under your behind, or next to you, okay? For advanced, you're going to be going like this, and you're just going to be pumping your hands as you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then you do that for the count of 100, and you can speed it up. Now the other option is to bend your knees as you keep your upper body crunched. Or go straight up. Anna, is that 100? Roll your head down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your knees into your chest, and then you can just lengthen out your body and do a full body stretch. Oops. Stretch all the way out. There you go. And that should feel awesome. Okay, so you can roll over to the side and bring yourself up. There you go. Now, when you're transitioning, there are a couple of ways that you can do this. So, thanks, Anna. There are a couple of ways that you can transition. When you're on your back for an exercise, you can transition by rolling over onto one of your side, like I did. Another way is to do a roll-up. Roll-ups, you want to make sure that you're going vertebrae by vertebrae, like I've always been described. When you have a piece of tape and you roll the piece of tape up, and you're going to, let's say it gets stuck on a counter or something, you're going to peel the tape off of the counter. That's how your vertebrae is going to come up off the ground. It's just going to slowly come up one by one until you're completely up. So I'm going to show you an example of that. Okay, so you can have your hands here, you can start here, but as your hands come to here, depends on your flexibility. So if I was to start here and I'm breathing in, at this point I'm going to start breathing out and slowly breathe out, vertebrae by vertebrae, You can see how I'm peeling off like tape. Peeling off like tape, and then I'm stretching over. Okay? Now when you roll down, you're doing the same thing, slowly. Now if you cannot do this with your legs straight, then you can bend your knees. So one more. Okay, so now we can do it with bent knees, gives you an idea. So bent knees, and you roll down. If you need to put your hands underneath, you can, or if you need to put your feet underneath, like a, I don't know, truck tire or whatever, then you can go ahead, put your feet under something to kind of weigh it down. And slowly, the slower you go, the harder it is. So that's a roll up, but you can transition up and down from the exercises with that. Again, the other option is if you were on your back and doing an exercise, did the 100, roll to your side and then push up. If you're not aware of your core when you do a roll up, like we did, you can hurt your lower back getting up. So that's why we give that one. Single leg circles. Single leg circles can be done either on your side or straight out in front of you. Again, we're going to go ahead and use that triangle that we used before so that you can really keep your core in line. Also, keeping your core in line, make sure that a lot of people, their hips will kind of feel like they're popping out. Make smaller circles if that's the case, or try and contract your core in like a girdle, like you're putting a girdle on, or wrapping a huge belt around your waist. Envision that as you're pulling in your core to help stabilize your legs, okay? So if you're coming down, fixing your shirt again, okay. Coming down, I'm going to pretend that I'm wrapping a girdle or a large belt around me to hold my core in. You can use your triangle underneath your legs. Keep your hands underneath your back. I'll put them here. Either one will do, okay? So I'll put them right underneath my spine here, my tailbone. And I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to point my toe. So with the shoe on or off, pointing my toe, and I'm going to do circles. Now you can do wide circles, and if you feel your hip pop, then you need to bring it in a little bit. Okay, and you're breathing in and out slowly, but breath is one of the most important things in any of the Pilates exercises because it's going to just cleanse, take out all the toxins basically. Okay, and then you're going to go reverse. Now, if you don't have your core tight, then you'll be wobbling from side to side. You would be kind of going like this. Well, that's not what I want. I want your body straight and just your leg moving. Okay, and one leg down, one leg up. Okay, now we're going to do circles on your opposite leg. Still pointing the toe. Your bottom leg is just relaxing. Again, make sure you're breathing. And now you're going to reverse. Now these are circles, leg circles, clearly, but you can also do leg circles on the side. And I'll show you that when we do more of a side series. Okay, so put your leg down. Next option is double leg curl. So double leg extension, excuse me. So this one you can keep your hands here. If you're going to keep your hands here, then you can roll up. Okay, kind of get yourself situated so that your back is not overarching and your hands are under your tailbone. Here I like to flex my legs, flex my feet as I extend out and back up. Now the more parallel you are with the ground, the harder it will be. So if you want to take away some of the resistance, then you can extend your legs up high, or you can go to a 45 degree. But again, the lower to the ground without touching, the harder it will be. Okay, so that's one way to do the double leg tuck. Second way, roll your body up, your upper body. Again, don't curl your chin into your chest, into your throat here. You want to lift your chin like you have a tennis ball right here, right underneath your chin, and you're holding it. So my chest is moving up towards the ceiling, and the tennis ball, I'm just kind of holding it there, okay? So hands out like this, or they can be under your tailbone. If they're going to be under your tailbone, you're going to breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Again, to make it easier, you go up to a 90 degree, or harder, this direction. All right, now that's another in and out. There's one more level. Take your hands out, extend, and this is working your way into a V position. A V position, I will try and show you. So I'm going to roll up. Another way to roll up. A V position is very much, thanks, Anna. 24, that was 1,000, 25 to 1,000. The V position is just a level beyond that. And there's several different V exercises, but you're working your way, you're warming yourself up to that point. So leg extension, you can see that I'm basically in a V right now, where my upper body is standing tall and strong, and then it's just tilted back just a little bit. But I'm not curved, I'm still tall, right? Shoulders are back. You can hold your legs in between, or you can just keep your arms up or out, okay? So breathing in, out. This is a V position. Now for those who are really talented, you can see I'm shaking really bad. Or you can extend it even more. Can't talk during those are too hard for me. There's 1,000, right, Anna? 100? All right, rolling like a ball. This is going to be fantastic for your guys' backs after a day of driving. But yes, know your limits. So, rolling like a ball. Bring yourself into a ball, okay? And then wrap your arms one over the other, okay? Wrap your arms one over the other, and then use your toes to like push back onto your tailbone, onto your sits bone, which is right about the tailbone area. So right on the balance beam. See how I'm balancing on that? All right, so now I'm going to tuck my chin in to protect my spine. Tuck my chin in, and I'm just going to push my weight back. And come back up. Push my weight back. And come back up. Now the goal of this is to not touch your feet or go overboard. So one of the hardest things in this roll-up move is to not only go from all the way back up forward, but to keep yourself from going way forward, okay? So we're going to control it. I'm balancing, so my feet are not touching. Now, if you need to, you can balance. Put your hands down, put your feet down, in between each one. If you can't, or if you don't need to, then just keep going with your feet and your hands up. But it really massages your spine, and it feels super duper good. You do one in the morning, one sit-up a day, half when I get up in the morning and half when I lay down. Oh, Miss Anna, you are too clever. All right, what's next? What else do we have? We have the double leg stretch. Okay, so another way to stretch out your lower back and to release some of that tension, stiffness in your legs. Okay, so you can go ahead and roll down again, get yourself situated. And a couple ways you can do this. If you're going to do the single leg stretch, you can start by bringing one leg in and bringing it straight up. Oh, I need something to show you. Here we go. All right. So you have the option to bring one leg in And then bring it up, and you can use this to pull yourself up. And see how my opposite leg is flat on the ground, okay? And I'm just pulling myself up, chest leading the way, and breathing in and out. Now, if you want, I gotta do that so it doesn't smack me in the head, but you can, again, flex your foot for even more of a stretch right here in the back of your leg and right here. Okay, and then you can point. So just transition a few times in between. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, and then you can hold. Pull it in a little bit more. Now, if you cannot do a straight leg down here on your lower leg, bend your lower leg, keep your foot planted, and stretch in. And you may not be able to get your upper body up. You don't have to. You can still do the stretch. I think having a band for this is extremely beneficial because it helps you get that little bit more of a stretch without causing you pain. And when you're not using a band, sometimes you feel like you're pulling your body in too many areas, and that's when you do start to feel pain if you don't have that flexibility yet. All right, so I'm going to bend my knee, and I'm going to do the other leg. There we go. Stretch out your leg if you can. Pull your body up if you can. Breathing in and out. Tension bands. Yeah, these are the heavier duty ones. You don't have to have the heavy duty ones. I like these because they don't break as easily. They hold up better. I think they're called WOD bands, like for CrossFit, workout of the day. There's some others, several other ones, but they're really nice. Stay hydrated. Ooh, I need a drink. Good call. Pull that in. If this is something that you can't do very easily, maybe you need to bend your leg because you do want to get a stretch. But if it hurts so bad you can't get a stretch, then bend that leg. Maybe drop your head, drop your shoulders, and allow yourself to pull it in. Okay? There you go. Now you're going to roll up. So, I can't tell if the screen went blank. Did I lose you? Oh, well, this is still showing me that we're live, but this says it occurred. So let's try this. Oh, Miss Anna, do you see us? Or did we lose everybody? You are winning. There we go. Did it work? Is it still working? All right, game on. My screen went black, so I didn't know where we went. Good deal. We're live and kicking. Okay, so now we're going to do double leg stretch. Get back there. You're not done. Put your band around both legs, okay? Both legs, and now we're going to, you can roll down with this band. So just let the band bring you down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Oh, that's kicking my butt. Okay? Relax your shoulders and get them back. And then you're going to do a lower leg drop. So double leg drop. There you go. Just warming up the legs. Breathe in as you lower and out as you bring your legs in. And again, if this is too hard, you can bend your knees a little bit. Maybe not drop your legs as far. Maybe if you feel that your back is starting to arch, then you should not go, like if my back starts to arch here, that's as far as I go. Okay? If you can go further, awesome, but you want to get the benefit of the stretch. And if your back starts to arch, you're going to get more lower back pain. Okay, now you're going to use this stretch. So this is a double stretch. Climb up this rubber band And pull your legs closer to you. Breathing out as you pull in. And my chin is not to my chest, it's lifted. And hold it. And you hold them for 15 to 30 seconds when you're doing these exercises. So you get a full stretch. So I was trying to answer Ray the other day. Yesterday, Ray asked me for truck stops that have that have healthy eating alternatives. Well, there's a lot of truck stops out there that now have the healthy eating. They'll have salads, fresh made salads and everything. Okay, we're gonna roll up. So get your shoulders back. We're gonna go vertebrae by vertebrae. And let the band help you. So, but there are a lot out there that now offer it. If you haven't seen that, now I don't know any particular restaurants that are at some of the truck stops. So if you guys know of any, I'd love to get your input on them. So leave it in the comments if you would, just because we have a lot of people that are interested. They could use them. So give us that information. As always, you can check out our blog. We do have a couple of recipes on there for you that are healthy recipes that you can use as for the crock pot. But truck stops that have healthy eating alternatives, let us know where they are, what the name of it is, and then we can share it with anybody else that's out there that can use it, right? Okay, also speaking of truck stops, there are a lot of truck stops that now offer gyms, TAs, pilots, and what's the other one? So the TA Petros and pilots, they all have them, and I looked up the price too. Fitness program for truck stops with gyms, $29.95 is what they are. So, all right, we're going to do a crisscross. So roll yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae and get yourself situated again so that your lower back is not arching, okay? You're going to bend your knees and you're going to lift your chest and your chin up. Breathe out. You're going to do one leg at a time. And you're just going to crisscross. When you crisscross, your shoulder is what I want you to lean towards your knee, not your elbow, your shoulder. Keep your elbows as wide as you can as you bring your shoulder to the opposite knee. Then rotate. And you do not have to do these fast. Honestly, I think slower is sometimes better. Really working your core. As you go faster, you'll work your balancing muscles, that's for sure. So just continue to rotate. But yeah, so now more and more gyms are popping up for drivers on some of these truck stops. And it makes it a little easier, nicer for you to go and get some exercise, feel better. Like I said, little mood. Improves circulation, self-image, confidence, all that good stuff. All right, kind of speed it up a little bit. Crisscross. All right, and square yourself up, and you're gonna roll up. One more time. There you go. Yeah, some of the truck stops have it, and the truck stops, like some of the rest stops have it too. I think, Anna, you were telling me that. So we just couldn't find, or I couldn't find which rest stops have it. But there's now healthier alternatives, so take advantage of that. Release some of that tension. What are we missing? Spine stretch forward. Okay, spine stretch forward, I want you to flex your feet, legs straight out in front of you. Flex your feet, and you're going to sit on your tailbone, basically. So you're just going to, right on your sits bone. So right in the back part of your hind ender, okay? Sit tall, shoulders back, arms up, okay? Arms like this or this, either one, I don't care. But you're going to breathe out, and as you exhale out, you're going to hollow out your stomach, okay? So hollow out your stomach, and then you're going to lean forward, kind of like you have a ball right on your thighs, and you're going over it, okay? So I'm hollowing out my stomach, my chest is moving forward, and stretching out, and you're breathing out when you do that, okay? So, ball on my hip here, as an example. Stretch forward, so you're just massaging your spine basically. And breathe in and sitting up. Okay? So just picture a ball on your lap. So you stretch forward and make sure that your shoulders are down, away from your ears, and back. Okay? Stretching forward, hollowing out the stomach. And as you breathe in, sitting tall. And another. All right, now let's do a neck roll. You can sit where you're at, but we're just gonna come up on our knees here. Stay Fit program, that's it. That's right. So I'm gonna sit tall, brace myself with my feet, so I'm flexing my feet. You can sit back on your feet if you want, or you can sit up above your knees. Either way, okay? But we're going to rotate our neck. So we're going to slowly roll your neck slowly. And don't pull at it or yank it. Do a couple each way. So at Decker, we're based at our corporate offices in Fort Dodge, Iowa. And the rec center there has given us, we've gotten passes. For those of you who are coming into the terminal and want to go get a workout in, you can get a one-day pass for the rec center there in Fort Dodge. So take advantage of that. I'm going to go take advantage next week. I'm going to go try it out and see what there is. I know they've got basketball. For those of you who like to go play a little bit of basketball, they've got weights, they've got running tracks, all that kind of stuff. So I'll find out what all they have next week. Turn your head slowly. So Anna says at a stoplight, turn your head slowly to the left or right for 5 seconds. Left and then right. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stretch a little bit, but do not get overly aggressive with this, so not to hurt yourself. You're going to stand tall, or kneel tall, there we go. You're going to rotate your right ear to your right shoulder, and then drop your shoulder towards your knee. So you're going to get a stretch on your left hand side, contraction on your right, and then your stretch on your left neck, on the left side of your neck too. Okay, now you can extend this arm for a little bit more stretch on your lower back, and you can bring your arm back for more of a stretch on your neck. Okay, so just slow movements. And then we can go to the other side. So again, you're going to slide your hand down. You're going to have a contraction on your left, stretch on your right. Your neck is going to be stretched out. Then you're going to get an extra stretch on your right hand side of your abs. And then you're going to stretch your neck by bringing your arm down and behind you. Clearly you can't go all the way, but as far as you can go, that's comfortable. Nice stretch. Stretching will help heal your muscles. Always warm up before stretching. And breathe. Yeah, so if you are in Fort Dodge and you're on a break, check out the rec center there, because they're giving free day passes for our drivers. We like that. And then sit up. Okay, so now we're going to do, let's see how much of this you can get. There we go. I can see. So, I'm trying to see if you can see all this. All right, we're going to do the kick. So this is more of a side kick series. All right. Single leg kick. So you're going to get on your side. Feet stacked on top of each other. And you're going to be a straight line. So you're going to be a straight line this way on your mat, or ground, whatever you have. But you're also going to be a straight line up and down. So I don't want you tilted back. I don't want you tilted forward. I want you straight line. This hand is here for support. Plant that sucker down and use it, okay? Now when you're doing a kick, I want you to have a little bit of a bend in your hips. So if you want, just so that you can give yourself a little bit of a bend and know where you're at, move yourself back to the back of the mat if you're having a mat, if you're using a mat. Line yourself up so you're a straight line on the mat, okay? My hips are stacked, one on top of the other, not rolling back, not rolling forward. Hand there for stabilization. And now you can put this hand underneath your neck. Make sure you're comfortable in either way you choose. So make sure you're comfortable. Okay? So here, or you can put your hand all the way down and extend it, or you can just kind of make a little triangle out of your arm and put it down there. Okay? Now I like to do this. So now once I have this, I'm again using this hand for stabilization, and I'm going to breathe out as I lift my legs to the corner of the mat. So now my hips are still stacked. My feet are stacked right now, but I do have a little bit of an angle coming from my hips. Now my upper body is still straight on the mat, okay? Now you're gonna lift your top leg, in this case my right leg, and I'm going to kick with this leg. So to kick with it, I'm going to flex my foot. I'm going to kick it as high as I can without overdoing it. So what I mean by that is this is all controlled. I'm not just going to fling my foot up there. My hips are stacked, so the pressure, the power is coming right from my leg itself, not any momentum or anything like that. So I'm going to kick up. See how slow that was? Because I am not forcing my leg up. I am bringing it up. So kick. Okay? Now the other option, once you have control with this and you're breathing out as you bring your leg up, breathe out, breathe in. Then, once you have control and your body is not moving all over, now if you can't bring it up that far, this might be as far as you can bring it up. That is fine. As long as your hips are stacked, your foot is flexed, and your upper body is not moving around. Now once you have that, then you can point your foot once it reaches that bottom foot. Point your foot, hips are still stacked, and then I'm going to push back. You can see that this range of motion is really not that big. And then I'm coming back up. So this is a kickback. Small range of motion. My upper body is standing still. I am not going like this every time I move. My body is still, my upper body is still on the top of the mat in a straight line. If you need to point your toe a little bit and dig in for your bottom foot, you can do so in order to keep balance. Again, use this hand if you need to. Okay, now you can do the whole range of motion. So breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out. My upper body is still standing strong. It is not moving around. There you go. Now we're going to switch over and do the other side. Okay? So, rotate. Again, you're lining up on the mat. And I'm going to lift my feet up so that they're in the corner of the mat. My upper body is still straight. I've got this hand for support. If I need to dig in with my bottom foot, I can to have stability, but you want to contract your core, keep your hips stacked as you flex your foot and breathe out and lift it forward. It is not a fast motion, but it really helps. And the fact that you are flexing your foot gives you a stretch at the same time as you're working your leg. And now I'm going to point my toe. I'm going to go back. Again, my body is not, my upper body is not a pendulum back and forth as my foot moves. My body is staying still. Breathing in and out. And dig that foot in if you need to for stability, as well as this hand if you need that. Okay? Excellent. Now, you pick yourself back up, and we'll do a saw. Okay. So a saw. Saw. Couple ways you can do this. You can do it where your legs are closer in, or you can spread your legs a little bit more, depending on your flexibility. But what you're going to be doing is taking your left finger to your right toe. So flexibility is going to be important here, okay? So I'm going to bring my legs in just a little bit so that you can see this. My hands are going to go out. My shoulders are not up by my ears. They're down, okay? I'm sitting tall on my back, my sit bones. So I'm sitting tall. My spine is stacked. Shoulders down. I'm going to breathe in, and on my exhale, I'm going to twist and then bend forward. My chest is leading. You can see that my pinky is going on my opposite foot. It's just going right past it. Now, if you cannot go all the way past, you can go as far as you can, and you're sawing your toe off. Don't actually do that, please. And breathe in. Breathe out slowly as you twist to the opposite direction. And now you have your left toe and your right pinky hand. And you saw. Again, do not bounce, stretch. This is bouncing. This is stretching. You see the difference between that? Breathe in, sitting tall, making sure that my back is straight and my shoulders are down. Breathing out, doing it again. And now you're rotating again. There you go. That is the saw. Okay. Now, more neck rolls that you can do in a sitting position. Same type of thing. Slowly bring your chin down, especially after the saw. I like this because I can feel that my shoulders like to creep up. And this is just a way to keep my shoulders down, basically pulling them down to the ground as I stretch out my neck. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do the side series that I was talking about a little bit more. We did the right leg kick forward and kick back. Now we're going to do circles, okay? Similar to the circles that we did earlier. Do I have enough room here? Similar to the circles we did earlier where we were on our back. This time we're going to be on our side. So again, my hips are stacked. I want a little bit of a bend at my hips to my feet. So I have an angle, about a 45-degree angle, but my upper body is straight. You can put your hand all the way down, put it under your arm, or relax comfortably like this. However you choose. But this hand is for support. This foot, again, stacked on my other one. I'm going to lift it. My hips are stacked on top of each other. And I'm going to do circles. This does not have to be a huge motion. And it most likely won't be, especially when you first start, because your upper body is going to stay still. This hand is for support. This foot can dig into the ground to help, by flexing it into the ground, that's going to help give you some stability. But you're going to do small circles, 5 each way, and now rotate. Reverse, 5 each way, okay? Now once you do those circles, those little circles, now we're going to make bigger circles. So you might need to use this hand a little bit more. But again, keep your hips stacked. If you see that your hips start to slide behind you, like if they start going like this, then that's too big of a circle for you. Make sure that your hips stay stacked. And rotate. rotate directions. My upper body is staying still and my hips are stacked. Okay. Now you're going to do the other side. Bend your knees, bring them into your chest, and flip around. Same thing. Lay on your mat. Bring your feet to the opposite corner. Raise your top foot. Start with little circles. I'm pointing my foot on these. My hips are stacked. And then I'm going to do reverse side. Reverse ways. There you go. Now we're going to do larger circles. Make sure your hips stay stacked. Might need to keep an eye on them. And reverse. I'm not counting, so I'm hoping you're counting. Do 5 each way. Do the same number no matter which way you're going, right? Do not let your hips roll back like this. This is wrong. This is right. I think I did more on that leg. Bring your legs in. Bicycle. Hokey pokey. You know what? I was thinking the same thing, Anna, as I said that. Smart minds think alike. Okay. Get back in your spot on your mat. This one is the bicycle. Very similar to the front kick, forward, and then back kick. But this is a lot smaller or a lot more controlled motion. You'll see my foot will go from flexed to pointing depending on where I'm going. Think of the arch of your foot on a pedal of a bicycle, okay? It's the best way to do it. This leg is staying planted, all right? You can give it a little bit of an angle if you need to, but it's staying planted. So I'm going to start by bringing my knee up and pushing with the front of my foot. As I bring back, now I'm pointing. And I'm bringing up. Slow down. There you go. Hips stay planted. I do this one really slow so that I can make sure that my feet are on the pedal correctly. So I'm pointing, and now it's in my arch. I'm pushing with the ball of my foot, and now I'm pointing. I get into the flexing, push with the ball, just like you would with the bike. Okay, arch, stop. Now we're going to go in reverse. So bring your foot up, use your heel, push, rotate, use your heel. Try and keep your heel as close to your butt as possible when you go backwards. And give that much more of a burn. There you go. That's the bicycle. Bend your knees, flip over again. By now you know where you're going with this. Hips stacked, give a little bit of an angle, lift your top leg, and bend your knee. Use the ball of your foot and push back. Push back. I think I'm going a little faster on this side. And I'm going to rotate. Knee to chest, flex back. Use your heel. Oh, my pink thing got in the way. I gotta rotate. That's why. It's still in the way. There you go. Okay. So now we're gonna bring your knees in. We're gonna do some leg raises. How are you guys doing? Are you pooped? These are just a lot of variety, and obviously you don't have to do all of them all the time, but the more that you can do on a daily basis, the better. Always do, as I'll keep talking, as I get you into the right spot here. Try and do 5 minutes of warm-up. like I said, I did show you the warm-up option. Do 5 minutes of warm-up before you do any of these light stretches, light exercises. We're straight in the line on this one. We're going to do leg lifts. You can point your foot or flex your foot, whichever one is going to be better for you for stability. Mine is flexing, and I raise this heel just a little bit. I'm going to raise this leg. Keep your hips stacked, okay? Support down. So you can do 5 minutes of warm up if you want to do a jog, a light jog, or walk ahead of time, and then you can do your push-ups, your squats, your toe touches. These are leg lifts. My foot can be either flexed or pointed. I like to point up, flex down, point up, flex down, and when I do that, I go in front of and behind my foot. Now, as long as my hips are stacked, I can do that. But if my hips do not stay stacked, then you need to stay right on top of your upper or your bottom foot. And you can still point and flex if you'd like. All right, now we're going to go back to the other side. Okay. Same thing. Dig that foot in. I'm going to do point, flex. Point to the front, flex to the back. Point to the front, flex to the back. Again, if my hips do not stay stacked, then I need to stay right above my foot, my lower foot. Okay, now go ahead and do, what do we have left here that I wanted to go over? Do kicks here. So give yourself a little bit of a base. I'm going to face you on this one. There we go. Okay, a little bit of a base, shoulder width apart, hands right behind you. You can, I don't care what way you face them, but right behind you. Don't slouch. You want to stand tall, okay? You're going to take one leg and like almost figure four it, okay? So I'm going to take my heel and I'm going to come to this shin and I'm going to extend. I'm telling you now, I'm not sure I'm going to do a very good job of explaining it as I do it. So I'm going to start here with a flex foot and just extend. It is not a huge movement, but I'm going to tell you, it'll work your inner and outer thighs. And you'll feel the stretch in your calf. Okay, now point it. Slow movement. Okay, try not to let your shoulders creep up. Next, opposite leg. You see the angle well enough? Okay, now let's move this way so you can see it this way. There you go, extending the leg with flex. And now I'm going to point. And you can do it so that you do a point, flex, point, flex. Or you can just do all the flexing at once and all the pointing. So that is just one more. Trying to think of other ones that might help. I think that's going to get you started, right? That's a good number of workouts for you. Pilates. So try that, see how that makes you feel. What I'd like to know is if you did it for a week, what kind of difference does it make for you? Okay, because I think that it'll make a huge difference. If you did it for a week and consistently, start with your warm-up, try and do that whole series, and then move on to a cool down, which would be some more light stretching, and maybe go for a walk. So again, you've got a figure four stretching. I've shown you several different stretches and workouts to give more flexibility for your hips. Reason being is your hips get really stiff sitting there, and it's important to get that blood flow. So the figure four that I'm showing you here, and the pigeon that I showed you yesterday on our Facebook channel, Those are all going to be great hip releasing tension exercises. So pull your foot forward or back towards you. There you go. Okay, so this is one instance of one example of the pigeon. Another one is where you put your foot actually on your leg and bring your foot forward. There you go, you can push with your hands, push towards your leg. That's really going to release some pressure here. Don't do it to pain, but do it so that you feel a little bit of tension. There you go. I've always said good pain versus bad pain, but I like your tension, Anna, better than good pain versus bad pain. Switch up your legs, do it again. There you go. You're kind of working your way to the full pigeon. If you raise your foot, your toe down on the bottom, it's going to give you that much more of a stretch. There you go. Okay, another option, all the way down and bringing your leg in. Switch it up. You can also go to a wall and put your foot on the wall with your leg on figure eight, and that'll give you a little bit, even more of a stretch. Let's see. You become more flexible, increase the time. Yeah, increase it a little bit more. That's exactly right. And then the pigeon. The pigeon is such a great way to stretch out your hips. So you want a 90-degree angle, hips parallel, foot back. If you can go all the way down, awesome. I cannot. Hold it 15 to 30 seconds. And I know we didn't hold all of them for that long, but do it. Do it, do it, do it. Remember, if you're in Fort Dodge, you're a Decker driver, you need to check out the rec center. They are kind enough to give us our day passes. Take advantage of it. Go play, have fun, be a kid. And if you've tried any of the Petrol, Flying J or whatever, the TA gyms, I don't know. Are they nice? Are they pretty sweet? I gotta look up to see where some of those are located. See if I can go in and check any of them out. So that, what was that? It was a SNAP, the gym membership, $29.95, I think it was what it said. Well, I know it said $29.95, I just can't remember if it was Stay Fit or Snap Fitness or what it was. There you guys go. Awesome. So, as always, if you want more of these, then go ahead and check out our blog. We're going to link to those. We'll try and keep you updated on more fitness, health, all that kind of stuff. Anything that we think is going to be helpful for you out on the road, we're going to try and provide you. So we'll look up some of those truck stops with the gyms, get some of those out to you. We will also try and find some truck stops that have healthier food options and what those are so that we can share that with you as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. And we will see you next Monday on our Facebook channel, Tuesday on our YouTube. So don't forget to like it, press that like button, share it with a friend if you feel that you have a friend that would be benefiting from this. And as always, if you need anything or want to check out our website, it's drivedecker.com. You can check out some of our current open positions. And again, it's drivedecker.com. And then you can also call one of our recruiters directly at 888-668-0698. And they'll take good care of you, let you know what we've got available out of your area. So, also, speaking of taking good care of you, for you Decker drivers who are looking to make a little bit extra money, don't forget about that referral program. We were just talking yesterday, and it is as awesome as it was last year, and it's better yet. So even better, you can definitely make, it's an extra $1,500 to $2,500 per driver that you refer. So if you want more information on that, get a hold of one of the recruiters, 888-668-0698. We'll be unrolling all of the details on this new referral program, just getting it bigger, better than ever for you, so you can take advantage of it. So trying to give you easier ways for the referrals, because we know that you're constantly being asked, and so this way it'll just give you more access to one of the recruiters and get that referral in. So awesome. Have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you from Fort Dodge next week. Take care, you guys.